The greatest evil in man is the not knowing of God. Whither are you carried, O men, drunken with drinking song wine of ignorance, which seeing you cannot bear, why do you vomit it up again? 2. Stand and be sober, and look up again with the eyes of your heart, and if you cannot all do so, yet do so many as you can. 3. For the malice of ignorance surroundeth all the earth, and corrupteth the soul, shut up in the body, not suffering it to arrive at the havens of salvation. 4. Suffer not yourselves to be carried with the great stream, but stem the tide, you that can lay hold of the haven of safety and make your full course towards it. 5. Seek on that may lead you by the hand and conduct you to the door of truth and knowledge, where the clear light is that is pure from darkness, where there's not one drunken but all are sober, and in their heart look up to him, whose pleasure it is to be seen. 6. For he cannot be heard with ears, nor seen with eyes, nor express in words, but only in mind and heart. 7. But first thou must tear to pieces and break through the garment thou wearest, the web of ignorance, the foundation of all mischief, the bond of corruption, the dark coverture, the living death, the sensible carcass, the sepulchre carried about with us, the domestical thief which in what he loves us, hates us, envies us. 8. Such is the hurtful apparel wherewith thou art clothed, which draws and pulls thee downward by its own self, lest looking upward and seeing the beauty of truth and the good that is proposed therein, thou shouldst hate the wickedness of this garment and understand the traps and ambushes which it laid for thee. 9. Therefore doth it labor to make good those things that seem and are by the senses judged and determined, and the things that are truly it hides and envelopeth in much matter, filling what it presents unto thee, with hateful pleasure, that thou canst neither hear what thou shouldst hear, nor see what thou shouldst see. The end of the 8th book. The greatest evil in man is the not knowing of God. Chapter 2. The 9th book, a universal sermon. To Asclepius. Hermes, all that is moved, O Asclepius, is it not moved in something and by something? 2. Asclepius. Yes, indeed. 3. Hermes. Must not that in which a thing is moved of necessity be greater than the thing that is moved? 4. Of necessity. 5. And that which moveth, is it not stronger than that which is moved? 6. Asclepius. It is stronger. 7. Hermes. That in which a thing is moved, must it not needs have a nature contrary to that of the thing that is moved? 8. Asclepius. It must needs. 9. Hermes. Is not this great world a body, than which there is no greater? 10. Asclepius. Yes, confessedly. 11. Hermes. And is not solid as filled with many great bodies, and indeed with all the bodies that are? 12. Asclepius. It is so. 13. Hermes. And is not the world a body, and a body that is moved? 14. Asclepius. It is. 15. Hermes. Then what a kind of place must it be wherein it is moved, and of what nature? Must it not be much bigger than it may receive the continuity of motion, and lest which is moved, should for want of room be stayed and hindered in the motion? 16. Asclepius. It must needs be an immense thing, Trismegistus, but of what nature? 17. Hermes. Of a contrary nature, O Asclepius, but is not the nature of things unbodily contrary to a body? 18. Asclepius. Confessedly. 19. Hermes. Therefore the place is unbodily, but that which is unbodily is either some divine thing, or God himself, and by something divine I do not mean that which was made or begotten. 20. If therefore it be divine, is it an essence or substance? But if it be God, it is above essence, but he is otherwise intelligible. 21. For the first, God is intelligible not to himself but to us. For that which is intelligible is subject to that which understandeth by sense. 22. Therefore God is not intelligible to himself, for not being any other thing from that which he is understood, he cannot be understood by himself. 23. But he is another thing from us, and therefore he is understood by us. 24. If therefore place be intelligible, it is not place but God. But if God be intelligible, he is intelligible, not as place, but as a capable operation. 25. Now everything that is moved not in or by that which is moved, but in that which standeth or resteth, and that which moveth standeth or resteth, for it is impossible, and it should be moved with it. 26. Asclepius. How then, O Trismegistus, are those things that are here moved with the things that are moved? For thou sayest that the spheres that wander are moved by the sphere that wanders not. 27. Hermes. That, O Asclepius, is not a moving together but a counter motion, for they are not moved after a like manner, but contrary one to the other, and contrariety hath a standing resistance of motion, for thee, or resistance, is a staying of motion. 28. Therefore the wandering spheres being moved contrarily to that sphere, which wandereth not, shall have one from another contrarily, standing of itself. 29. For this bear thou seest neither rise nor go down, but turning always about the same. Dost thou think it moveth, or standeth still? 30. Asclepius. I think it moves, Trismegistus. 31. What motion, O Asclepius? 32. Asclepius. A motion that is always carried about the same. 33. But the circulation which is about the same, and the motion about the same, are both hidden by station. For that which is about the same forbids that which is above the same, if it stand to that which is about the same. 34. And so the contrary motion stands fast always, being always established by the contrariety. 35. But I will give thee concerning this matter an earthly example that may be seen with eyes. 36. Look upon any of these living creatures upon earth as man, for example, and see him swimming, for as the water is carried one way, the reluctation or resistance of his feet and hands is made a station to the man, that he should not be carried with the water, nor sink underneath it. 37. Asclepius. Thou hast laid down a very clear example, Trismegistus. 38. Hermes. Therefore, every motion is in station, and is moved of station. 39. The motion then of the world and of every material living thing happeneth, not to be done by those things that are without the world, but by those things within it, a soul, or spirit, or some other unbodily thing, to those things that are without it. 40. For an inanimate body doth not know, much less a body if it be wholly inanimate. 41. Asclepius. What meaneth thou by this, O Trismegistus? Wood and stones and all other inanimate things, are they not moving bodies? 42. Hermes. By no means, O Asclepius, for that within the body which moves the inanimate thing is not the body that moves both as well, the body of that which beareth, as the body of that which is born. For one dead or inanimate thing cannot move another. That which moveth must needs to be alive if it move. 43. Thou seest therefore how the soul is surcharged when it carrieth two bodies. 44. And now it is manifest that the things that are moved in something, and by something. 45. Asclepius. The things that are moved, O Trismegistus, must needs be moved in that which is void or empty vacuum. 46. Be advised, O Asclepius, for all the things that are, there is nothing empty. Only that which is not is empty and a stranger to existence or being. 47. But that which is could not be if it were not full of existence, for that which is in being or existence can never be made empty. 48. Asclepius. Are there not therefore some things that are empty, O Trismegistus, as an empty barrel, an empty hogshead, an empty will, an empty winepress, and much many such like? 49. Hermes. O the grossness of thy error, O Asclepius! Those things that are most full and replenished, dost thou account them void and empty? 50 Asclepius, what may be thy meaning, Trismegistus? 51 Hermes, is not the air a body? 52 Asclepius, it is a body. 53 Hermes, why then this body does it not pass through all things that are, and passing through them, fill them, and that body doth it not consists of a mixture the four? Therefore all those things which thou callest empty are full of air. 54. Therefore those things thou callest empty, thou oughtest to call them hollow, not empty, for they exist and are full of air and spirit. 55 Asclepius, this reason is beyond all contradiction, O Trismegistus. But what shall we call the place in which the whole universe is moved? 56 Hermes, call it incorporeal, O Asclepius. 57 Asclepius, what is that incorporeal or unbodily? 58 Hermes, the mind and reason, the whole, wholly comprehending itself, free from all body, undeceivable, invisible, impassible from a body itself, standing fast in itself, capable of all things, and that savor of the things that are. 59. Whereof the good, the truth, the archetypal light, the archetype of the soul are, as it were, beings. 60 Asclepius, why then what is God? 61 Hermes, that which is none of these things yet is, and is the cause of being to all and every one of the things that are, for he left nothing destitute of being. 62. And all things are made of things that are, and not of things that are not, but the things that are not have not the nature to be able to be made, and again the things that are have not the nature never to be, or not to be at all. 63 Asclepius, what dost thou then say at length that God is? 64 Hermes, God is not a mind, but the cause that the mind is, not a spirit, but the cause that the spirit is, not light, but the cause that light is. 65. Therefore we must worship God by these two appellations, which are proper to him alone and to no other. 67. And this, he is and nothing else, but all other things are separable from the nature of good. 68. For the body and the soul have no place that is capable of, or can contain, the good. 69. For the greatness of good is as great as the existence of all things that are, both bodily and unbodily, both sensible and intelligible. 70. This is the good, even God. 71. See therefore that thou do not at any time call out else good, for so thou shalt be impious, or any else God, but only the good, for so thou shalt again be impious. 72. In word it is often said by all men the good, but all men do not understand what it is, but through ignorance they call both the gods and some men good, that can never be, or be made so. 73. Therefore all the other gods are honored with the title or appellation of God, but God is the good not according to heaven but nature. 74. For there is one nature of God, even the good, and one kind of them both, from whence all are kinds. 75. For he that is good is the giver of all things, and takes nothing, and therefore God gives all things and receives nothing. 76. The other title and appellation is the Father, because of his making all things, for it is the part of a father to make. 77. Therefore it hath been the greatest and most religious care in this life, to them that are wise and well-minded, to beget children. 78. As likewise it is the greatest misfortune and impiety for any to be separated from men, without children, and this man is punished after death by the demons, and the punishment is this: to have the soul of this childless man adjudged and condemned to a body that neither hath the nature of a man nor of a woman, which is an accursed thing under the sun. 79. Therefore, O Asclepius, never congratulate any man that is childless, but on the contrary, pity his misfortune, knowing what punishment abides and is prepared for him. 80. Let so many and such manner of things, O Asclepius, be said as a certain precognition of all things in nature. The end of the 9th book, a universal sermon to Asclepius. Chapter 2, the 10th book, the mind to Hermes. Forbear thy speech, O Hermes Trismegistus, and I call to mind to those things that are said, but I will not delay to speak what comes into my mind. Since many men have spoken many things, and those very different concerning the universe and good, but I have not learned the truth. 2. Therefore the Lord make it plain to me in this point, for I will believe thee only for the manifestation of these things. 3. Then said the mind how the case stands. 4. God and all. 5. God, eternity, the world, time, generation. 6. God made eternity, eternity, the world, time, and time, generation. 7. Of God, as it were, the substance, is the good, the fair, blessedness, wisdom. 8. Of eternity, identity, or selfness. 9. Of the world order. 10. Of time, change. 11. Of generation, life, and death. 12. But the operation of God is mind and soul. 13. Of eternity, permanence, or long-lasting, and immortality. 14. Of the world, restitution and decay or destruction. 15. Of time, augmentation and diminution. 16. And of generation qualities. 17. Therefore eternity is in God. 18. The world and eternity. 19. Time in the world. 20. And generation in time. 21. And eternity standeth about God. 22. The world is moved in eternity. 23. Time is determined in the world. 24. Generation is done in time. 25. Therefore the spring and fountain of all things is God. 26. The substance eternity. 27. The matter is the world. 28. The power of God is eternity. 29. And the work of eternity is the world not yet made, and yet ever made by eternity. 30. Therefore shall nothing be at any time destroyed, for eternity is incorruptible. 31. Neither can anything perish or be destroyed in the world being contained and embraced by eternity. 32. But what is the wisdom of God, even the good and the fair and the blessedness, and every virtue in eternity? 33. Eternity therefore put into the matter, immortality and everlastingness, for the generation of that depends upon eternity, even as eternity doth of God. 34. For generation and time in heaven and in earth are of a double nature. In heaven they are unchangeable and incorruptible, but on earth they are changeable and corruptible. 35. And the soul of eternity is God, and the soul of the world eternity, and of the earth heaven. 36. God is in the mind in the soul in the matter, all things by eternity. 37. All this universal body in which are all bodies is full of soul, the soul full of mind, the mind full of God. 38. For within he fills them, and without he contains them, quickening the universe. 39. Without he quickens this perfect living thing, the world, and within are living creatures. 40. And above in heaven he abides in identity or selfness, but below upon earth he changeth generation. 41. Eternity comprehendeth the world either by necessity or providence or nature. 42. And if any man shall think any other thing, it is God that actuateth or operateth this all. 43. But the operation or act of God is power insuperable, to which none may compare anything either humane or divine. 44. Therefore, O Hermes, think none of these things below, or the things above in any wise like unto God. For if thou dost, thou errest from the truth. 45. For nothing can be like the unlike, and only and one, nor mayest thou think that he hath given of his power to any other thing. 46. For who after him can make anything, either of life or immortality, of change or of quality, and himself, what other things should he make? 47. For God is not idle, for then all things would be idle, for all things are full of God. 48. But there is not anywhere in the world such a thing as idleness, for idleness is a name that implieth a thing void or empty, both of a doer and a thing done. 49. But all things must necessarily be made or done, both always, and according to the nature of every place. 50. For he that maketh or doth is in all things, yet not fastened or comprehended in anything, nor making or doing one thing, but all things. 51. For being an active or operating power, and sufficient of himself for the things that are made, and the things that are made are under him. 52. Look upon, through me, the world is subject to thy sight, and understand exactly the beauty thereof. 53. A body perpetual, than the which there is nothing more ancient, yet always vigorous and young. 54. See also the 7 worlds set over us, adorned with an everlasting order, and filling eternity with a different course. 55. For all things are full of light, but the fire is nowhere. 56. For the friendship and commixture of contraries and unlike become light shining from the act or operation of God, the Father of all good, the Prince of all order, and the ruler of the 7 worlds. 57. Look also upon the moon, the forerunner of them all, the instrument of nature, and which changeth the matter here below. 58. Behold the earth, the middle of the whole, the firm and stable foundation of the fair world, the feeder and nurse of earthly things. 59. Consider moreover how great the multitude is of immortal living things, and of mortal ones also, and see the moon going about in the midst of both, to wit, of things immortal and mortal. 60. But all things are full of soul, and all things are properly moved by it, some things about the heaven, and some things about the earth, and neither of those on the right hand to the left, nor those on the left hand to the right, nor those that are above, downward, nor those that are below, upwards. 61. And that all these things are made, O beloved Hermes, thou needest not learn of me. 62. For they are bodies and have a soul, and are moved. 63. And that all these should come together into one, it is impossible without something to gather them together. 64. Therefore there must be some such ones, and he altogether one. 65. For seeing that the motions are divers and many, and the bodies not alike, and yet one ordered swiftness among them all, it is impossible there should be 2 or more makers. 66. For one order is not kept by many. 67. But in the weaker, there would be jealousy of the stronger, and thence also contentions. 68. And if there were one maker of mutable mortal living wights, he would desire also to make immortal ones, as he that were the maker of immortal ones would do to make mortal. 69. Moreover also, if there were 2, the matter of being one, who should be chief, or have the disposing of the future? 70. Or, if both of them, which of them the greater part? 71. But thinks thus that every living body hath its consistence of matter and soul, and of that which is immortal and that which is mortal and unreasonable. 72. For all living bodies have a soul, and those things that are not living are only matter by itself. 73. And the soul, likewise of itself drawing near her Maker, is the cause of life and being the cause of life is, after a manner, the cause of immortal things. 74. How then are mortal wights other than from immortal? 75. Or how cannot he make living wights that causeth immortal things and immortality? 76. That there is some body that doth these things, it is apparent, and that he is also one, it is most manifest. 77. For there is one soul, one life, and one matter. 78. Who is this? Who can it be other than the one God? 79. For whom else can it benefit to make living things, save only God alone? 80. There's therefore one God. 81. For it is a ridiculous thing to confess the world to be one sun, one moon, one divinity, and yet to have, I know not, how many gods. 82. He therefore, being one, doth all things, in many things. 83. And what great thing is it for God to make life and soul and immortality and change, when thyself dost so many things. 84. For thou both seest, speakest, and hearest, smellest, tastest, and touchest, walkest, understandest, and breathest. 85. And it is not one that sees, and another that heareth, and another that speaketh, and another that toucheth, and another that smelleth, and another that walketh, and another that understandeth, and another that breatheth, but one that doth all these things. 86. Yet neither can these things possibly be without God. 87. For as thou, if thou shouldest cease from doing these things, were not a living wight, so if God should cease from those, he were not, which is not lawful to say, any longer God. 88. For it be already demonstrated that nothing can be idle or empty, how much more may be affirmed of God. 89. For if there be anything which he doth not do, then is he, if it were lawful to say so, imperfect. 90. Whereas seeing he is not idle, but perfect, certainly he doth all things. 91. Now give thyself unto me, O Hermes, for a little while thou shalt the more easily understand that it is the necessary work of God, that all things should be made or done, that are done, or were once done, or shall be done. 92. And this, O best beloved, is life. 93. And this is the fair. 94. And this is the good. 95. And this is God. 96. And if thou will understand this by work also, mark what happens to thyself when thou wilt generate. 97. And yet this is not like unto him, for he is not sensible of pleasure, for neither hath he any other fellow workman. 98. But being himself the only workman, he's always in the work himself, being that which he doth or maketh. 99. For all things, if they were separate from him, must needs fall and die, as there be no life in them. 100. And again, if all things be living wights, both which are in heaven and upon earth, and that there be one life in all things which are made by God, and that is God, then certainly all things are made or done by God. 101. Life is the union of the mind and the soul. 102. But death is not the destruction of those things that were gathered together, but the dissolving of the union. 103. The image therefore of God is eternity. Of eternity the world, of the world the Son, of the Son man. 104. But the people say that changing is death, because the body is dissolved, and the life goeth in that which appeareth not. 105. By this discourse, my dearest Hermes, I affirm, as thou hearest, that the world is changed, because every day parts thereof becomes invisible, but that it is never dissolved. 106. And there are the passions of the world, revolutions and oculations, and revolution is a turning, but oculation is renovation. 107. And the world being all formed hath not the forms lying without, but itself changeth in itself. 108. Seeing then the world is all formed, what must he be that made it? For without form he cannot be. 109. And if he be all formed, he will be kept like the world. But if he have but one form, he shall be in this, regardless of the world. 110. What do we then say that he is? We will not raise any doubts by our speech, for nothing that is doubtful concerning God is yet known. 111. He hath therefore one idea, which is proper to him, which because it is unbodily, is not subject to the sight, and yet shows all forms by the bodies. 112. And do not wonder if there be an incorruptible idea. 113. For they are like the margins of the speech which is in writing, for they seem to be high and swelling, but they are by nature smooth and even. 114. But understand well this that I say, more boldly, for it is more true. As man cannot live without life, so neither can God live, not doing good. 115. For this is as it were the life and motion of God, to move all things and quicken them. 116. But some of the things I have said must have a particular explanation. Understand then what I say. 117. All things are in God, not as lying in a place, for place is both body and immovable, and those things that are placed have no motion. 118. For they lie otherwise in that which is unbodily, than in the fantasy or to appearance. 119. Consider him that contains all things, and understand that nothing is more capacious than that which is incorporeal, nothing more swift, nothing more powerful, but it is most capacious, most swift, and most strong. 120. And judge of this by thyself, command thy soul to go into India, and sooner than thou canst bid it, it will be there. 121. Bid it likewise pass over the ocean, and suddenly it will be there, not as passing from place to place, but suddenly it will be there. 122. Command it to fly into heaven, and it will not need no wings, neither shall anything hinder it, not the fire of the sun, not the ether, nor the turning of the spheres, not the bodies of any other stars, but cutting through all, it will fly up to the last and furthest body. 123. And if thou wilt even break the whole, and see those things that are without the world, if there be anything without, thou mayest. 124. Behold, how great power, how great swiftness thou hast. Canst thou do all these things, and cannot card? 125. After this manner therefore contemplate God, to have all the whole world to himself, as it were, all thoughts or intellections. 126. If therefore thou wilt not equal thyself to God, thou canst not understand God. 127. For the like is intelligible by the like. 128. Increase thyself unto an immeasurable greatness, leaping beyond every body, and transcending all time, become eternity, and thou shalt understand God. If thou believe in thyself that nothing is impossible, but accountest thyself immortal, and that thou canst understand all things, every art, every science, and the manner and custom of every living thing. 129. Become higher than all height, lower than all depths, comprehend in thyself the qualities of all the creatures of the fire, the water, the dry and moist, and conceive likewise that thou canst at once be everywhere in the sea, in the earth. 130. Thou shalt at once understand thyself, not yet begotten in the womb, young, old, to be dead, the things after death, and all these together, as also times, places, deeds, qualities, and quantities, or else thou canst not yet understand God. But if thou shut up thy soul in the body and abuse it and say, I understand nothing, I can do nothing, I am afraid of the sea, I cannot climb up to heaven, I know not who I am, I cannot tell what I shall be. What hast thou to do with God? For thou canst understand none of those fair and good things, and be a lover of the body and evil. 132. For it is the greatest evil not to know God. 133. But to be able to know and to will and to hope is the straight way, and divine way proper to the good, and it will everywhere meet thee, and everywhere be seen of thee, plain and easy, when thou dost not expect or look for it. It will meet thee walking, sleeping, sailing, traveling, by night, by day, when thou speakest, and when thou keepest silence. 134. For there is nothing which is not the image of God. 135. And yet thou sayest, God is invisible, but he advised, for who is more manifest than he? 136. For therefore hath he made all things, that thou by all things mayest see him. 137. This is the good of God, this is the virtue to appear and to be seen in all things. 138. There is nothing invisible, no, not of those things that are incorporeal. 139. The mind is seen in understanding, and God is seen in doing or making. 140. Let these things thus far forth be made manifest unto thee, O Trismegistus. 141. Understand in like manner all other things by thyself, and thou shalt not be deceived. The end of the 10th book, The Mind to Hermes.